Chapter 1. Advertising is becoming less effective. We need to adapt and change. The dynamics of marketing have changed in recent times. The whole situation is unlike a decade ago when the pages of newspapers and televisions only featured a few products advertised to prospective customers. The few numbers automatically conferred genuineness to these products. But times have changed. People are inundated with countless products being advertised, and they are overwhelmed. Capturing the attention of the audience is almost impossible. When there's so much to look at, it's impossible to choose one thing to focus on. That's why so many businesses end up being invisible. People are tremendously busy. It's difficult to focus on the myriad of adverts flying around. Seth Godin, the author of Purple Cow, provides a unique illustration to help you understand the changes in the advertising world. On one of his visits to a hotel, he asked a few people who were reading newspapers to list 2 companies with full-page adverts in the paper. Surprisingly, no one could remember. As consumers, we're too busy to pay attention to advertising, but we're desperate to find good stuff that solves our problems. Seth Godin. This perfectly explains that customers do not pay attention to the advert unless it meets their exact needs. Think about it. Why would you pay attention to a house advert when you do not need a new house? Traditional advertising in mass media has waning conversion rates. Let's suppose your company plans on launching a new brand of toothpaste and wants to advertise it. The first challenge is that there are many kinds of toothpaste on the market already. Therefore, you need to surmount the following obstacles. Firstly, you need to find a market for your product. Example, people who need toothpaste. Secondly, you need to identify consumers who are not happy with their current toothpaste. And finally, you need to determine the category of people willing to listen to your ad and convert that to purchasing. Can you see the challenge? It would help if you stood out. Handily for you, Purple Cow gives you all the information you need on how to not only stand out above the crowd, but how to convert your ads to profits too. A Purple Cow company is a great company. It stands out precisely as a purple cow would. Chapter 2. For your product to succeed, it has to be genuinely remarkable. We know that marketing dynamics have changed. Nowadays, advertising history can be divided into 3 sections: the period before, the period during, the period after. The period before is the idea. It may also be a recommendation of a product from one customer to another. The during part is when an advert is active. This is when the advert graces the pages of a newspaper and sales are created. The more sales are made, obviously, the more profit for a company. However, at this point, those profits are often reinvested into buying more advertising space, therefore creating a vicious cycle. Too many adverts in your brand may fall by the wayside because it annoys prospective customers, and it could easily be missed in the vast mass of adverts. When all companies are following the advertising route, it's easy to become lost in the melee. The after period is the way your customers respond to the advert, reverting to word-of-mouth promotion. With social media like Twitter and Facebook, word of a particular product or service can spread quickly. The hope is that your advert converts to a sale. A Purple Cow advert stands out above the crowd. It's something that you can't help but pay attention to. In this era, too many products claim to satisfy customers' needs. But to really get attention, you need to stand out. And to stand out, you need to make your ad a purple cow. Something unique, eye-catching, and different. This type of marketing is excellent marketing. Going back to the idea of toothpaste from earlier, suppose your toothpaste is nothing special. It's precisely the same as every other type of toothpaste. So how are you going to persuade people to buy it? How are you going to tell them that they need this toothpaste in their life when they have the choice of many other brands? To do that, you need to come up with a new angle. You need to repackage the product and make it so that the customer cannot say no to it. That's how you make a purple cow. Did you know? According to Forbes, it is estimated that the average American is subjected to between 4,000 and 10,000 adverts per day. Most of these are ignored or not even seen. Chapter 3. Today's marketplace is for risk takers. Many companies are afraid of trying something new. They are afraid of exploring new ideas to become remarkable. To put an exciting product out there, you need to overcome this fear. The modern marketplace is not a place for boring products. If you put out a product that doesn't stand out in the market, it will become invisible. Consider the car Buick, which has never been a remarkable product. A boring car, if you will. Its manufacturers could not risk tweaking its design. For this reason, it never sold well. The importance of standing out is well documented. A poor business strategy is to follow the market leader. It will never make you a leader yourself. You're simply following everyone else. Market leaders take a significant number of risks to occupy the top position by creating exceptional products. If you just copy others, you will not be successful. Businesses that implement this strategy will fail in the long run. The market is dynamic. It is in a constant state of flux. When a change comes, your business will be trapped if you haven't developed the required expertise to try new things. Consider the music industry, for instance. Record companies for decades simply copied each other with similar packaging, labeling, and the same music. But with the onset of the technological revolution, the market changed. Online music stores emerged and changed the entire landscape. Many record companies with no experience in dealing with change were trapped. This just goes to show how market conditions can change very quickly. Even an industry as so-called reliable as the music industry has noticed major differences. Chapter 4. Marketing is about inventing a product, not just selling it after it has been made. Traditional marketing involves communicating the value of a product or service to potential customers. Nowadays, this is what advertising does. Marketing is about much more. Marketing deals with inventing new products. All successful products are influenced by marketing considerations from inception through design, production, and pricing to sales. Marketing also involves looking for a competitive advantage so that your product stands out from the crowd. What makes your product or service different? Spend some time identifying what you can offer your customers and use that to grab their attention. To stand out, you must compare your products with your competition and ascertain how they differ in terms of promotion and pricing. This is called looking for a USP, unique selling point. To do well, you need a strong USP that stands firmly on its own merit. Marketing is the heart of your product. Therefore, come up with a simple slogan that conveys the value of your product to your target audience. Consider the Leaning Tower of Pisa, for instance. It is a famous tourist attraction because it conveys its message in a relatable and straightforward slogan. A leaning tower. That simple slogan draws visitors to flock to this simple yet highly popular spot. Tiffany's Blue Box is a slogan without words. It stands for elegance in packaging and quality, and price is no subject. Seth Godin. If you want to show the value of your product, you have to put care into every step so that the product basically shows itself for what it is. Don't cut corners. Know that marketing is about every single step of your product design, right up until it's sitting in the hands of your customer. Chapter 5. Direct your advert to people who are looking for the solution your product offers. As you are aware, the bulk of today's adverts are ineffective. Most people who see these ads are not interested in the product simply because they don't really know about it. So what makes an advertisement effective, and how do you measure the effectiveness of yours? It all comes down to effective and careful targeting. Targeted marketing focuses on the people who are more likely to purchase your products. Decades ago, marketers could choose the categories of people they wanted to reach, but in today's world, due to the bombardment of adverts, the customer decides whom to listen to and whom to ignore. This translates to targeting people who see your product as a solution to their problem, so you must place your adverts where they are looking. To that aim, Google Ads works well because people can key in specific search terms they are looking for, and ads that match these keywords are served to them. Whatever medium you decide to use to advertise your product or services, you need to measure how effective your advertising campaign is. This will help you optimize the advert and the expenses involved in putting it out there. How many of your adverts convert to sales? Obviously, the more, the better. So you need to find a way to measure your advert conversion rate. Chapter 6. Many companies fear the criticism and change that comes with being remarkable. Many companies fear taking the risk to become truly special because they worry that it will bring a certain amount of criticism their way. They are concerned about criticism being viewed as unfavorable. However, a little controversy can often stoke even more attention in your direction. As long as you're not doing anything harmful, a small amount of criticism can simply be seen as jealousy from other companies. That just means you're doing well. Never aim to be controversial on purpose. This will often grab attention for the wrong reasons. Consider Cadillac. Widely criticized as being ugly, yet regularly sells vast amounts of cars. The customers are keen to own one. Exceptional products will always have criticism not too far behind. It's inevitable, but it shouldn't put you off attempting to stand out from the crowd. Remember that criticism isn't the same thing as failure, far from it. If you're remarkable, it's likely that some people won't like you. That's part of the definition of remarkable. Nobody gets unanimous praise, ever. The best the timid can hope for is to be unnoticed. Criticism comes to those who stand out. Seth Godin. Many companies are also scared of looking too bold when attempting to stand out. Remember that people will criticize what they don't really understand, but that's their failing, not yours. Even if they knock your product, it only creates more vigorous discussions around your product, leading to word-of-mouth marketing without them even realizing it. Another reason why companies avoid standing out is that they don't want to change the way their company is currently set up. For instance, the infrastructure they have in place. The bottom line is this: once you identify the factors that will help build your purple cow, go all out. Don't worry if it means making significant changes. You will quickly recoup the cost of those changes. Conclusion. Remember, there's no place for boring products or services in today's marketplace anymore. It is either remarkable or invisible. To become exceptional, you need to take a risk and worry less about criticism. Of course, you also need to inform people very clearly about the value of your product and convince them that they need it in their life. Be sure to focus on the group of customers who are likely to want to try new things, and this will start to create a positive buzz around your products or services. Creating a purple cow basically means creating a product that people want and know about, and one that stands out. You can't achieve that without building a plan, knowing what you need to do, and really going for it. You can't win big without sacrificing at least a little. If it means you need to make massive changes, then so be it. Indeed, there's a risk involved, but there's an even more significant risk involved in just staying under the radar. You're doomed to fail if you don't stand out. Your profits will slowly wane, and before you know it, you won't be making ends meet. Marketing is not what it used to be. Today's average customer is bombarded with product advertisements every single day. It's no wonder they switch off and scan past them when reading the newspaper or scrolling through social media. Too many adverts are a huge turnoff. As such, you need to find a way to grab the attention of the customer, who just doesn't want to see an advert in the first place. Difficult? For sure. But a purple cow is the way forward if you want to stand out from the crowd and make people do a double take in your direction. Try this. If your company is lagging behind the market leader, don't just copy what they are doing. Make a list of possible actions to close the gap. If you're a marketer, take a course in product design. If you're a product designer, take a course in marketing. Both should spend time on the factory floor to understand the product mechanism. When using the internet to market your products, be sure to use SEO, search engine optimization, and consider using Google Ads.